Is Apple about to borrow design ideas from Google? That's what some fans are asking after a new leak showed off a dummy unit of the iPhone 17 Air. The device hasn't even been announced yet, but this leak, along with earlier ones, is making people think that Apple might be taking a different path this time around. And not everyone's loving it. So what's all the fuss about? Well, this iPhone 17 Air dummy shows a super slim phone with a flat front and back and a flat frame. It's said to be even thinner than the iPhone 17 Pro, with early numbers hinting at just 5.5 millimeters or even 5.4 millimeters thick at its slimmest point. But of course, the camera bump adds a few more millimeters at the top. Now about that camera. That's where most of the complaints are coming from. Instead of the usual design we've seen from Apple in the last few years, the iPhone 17 Air has a camera bar across the back with a single camera placed on the left. Sound familiar? That's because Google's Pixel phones have a very similar setup. And while this one isn't an exact copy, the look is close enough to get people talking. A lot of longtime iPhone fans are not sure how to feel about this. Some say it looks cool and modern. Others feel like it's a step away from the sleek and simple designs Apple is known for. It's still too early to say for sure if this will be final design, but the dummy unit shown by leaker Majin Buu is rumored to be very close to the real thing. And yes, John Prosser shared something similar a while back too. So is this really Apple's next big design move? Maybe. But don't forget, even with all these leaks floating around, Apple has a long history of surprising everyone when the real product is finally revealed. So while this dummy unit might look close to the final version, nothing is guaranteed yet. The iPhone 17 Air is expected to replace the current Plus model in the lineup, and it could come with a 6.6-inch display, though that part is still not fully confirmed. What's interesting is that despite being super thin, Apple is reportedly working on using high-density energy cells to keep the battery life strong. That could help avoid the usual problem where slim phones come with weak batteries. If true, the iPhone 17 Air will be in direct competition with Samsung's Galaxy S25 Edge, another ultra-thin phone that's also facing some delays and confusion about where and when it will be released. But while Samsung seems to be doing its own thing design-wise, Apple's rumored switch to this camera bar look has caught more attention, and not in the best way. In the end, it's clear Apple is trying to mix things up a bit. A thinner iPhone with a new camera layout could attract a lot of new buyers, or it could turn some loyal fans away. We'll have to wait and see if this design sticks. What do you think? Would you buy an iPhone that looks more like a Pixel, or do you prefer Apple's usual design language? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this update, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more news on the iPhone 17, Galaxy S25, and all the latest tech leaks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. What if one of Samsung's most hyped phones of the year never made it to your country? That's the big question surrounding the Galaxy S25 Edge right now. Originally expected to launch on April 15 and then pushed to May 13, the release date is now being pushed back even further, maybe to the end of May. But here's the catch, it might only launch in 2 countries. According to a trusted source, Ice Universe, Samsung is now planning to release the Galaxy S25 Edge only in South Korea and China next month. That's it. No US launch. No Europe either, at least not for now. If this sounds familiar, that's because it reminds people of last year's Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition. That phone also launched in just a couple of places and never went global. But unlike the Z Fold, Samsung originally had bigger plans for the Galaxy S25 Edge. In fact, back in January, there was a leak suggesting the phone would be available in 39 countries, including big markets like the UK, France, India, Brazil, Mexico, and Australia. So what happened? That's still unclear. Some believe there might be a technical issue or production delay behind the scenes. And if Samsung doesn't fix it soon, there's a real chance the phone may remain exclusive to South Korea and China, at least for a while. That's not exactly great news for fans around the world who are excited about this slim and stylish device. Still, there's hope that Samsung might roll it out in more countries by June. But for now, it's all up in the air. Now, if the Galaxy S25 Edge does launch in Europe soon, we already have a good idea of the price. A recent report says the base version with 12 GB RAM and 256 GB storage will cost €1,249, which is about $1,365. That's more expensive than the standard Galaxy S25, plus by around €100 in most European markets. And if you want more storage, the 512 GB version is expected to be priced at €1,369, which comes out to about $1,495. At those prices, it's still cheaper than the Galaxy S25 Ultra, but it also comes with fewer features, like no stylus and just 2 rear cameras instead of 4. Still, the Galaxy S25 Edge has some premium stuff going for it. It's rumored to come in a titanium build with some whispers about a possible ceramic version, and it will be super thin, just under 6mm thick. Inside, it packs a Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, a 6.7-inch display, and a 3,900 mAh battery. Not huge, but probably the best Samsung could fit into that slim frame. The main camera is expected to be a powerful 200-megapixel sensor, the same one found on the Ultra model, and will be paired with a 12-megapixel ultra-wide shooter. So with all that, is it worth the price? That depends on how much you care about thin design over battery life or extra camera features. Some people might love the sleek look and lightweight feel. Others might see it as, would you pay more for a thinner phone even if it came with a smaller battery? That's the question many are asking after the Galaxy S25 Edge briefly showed up online, along with prices that caught everyone off guard. A deleted listing from an Italian retailer gave us a surprise peek at what Samsung might charge for its upcoming slim model. And if this leak turns out to be true, every new release, people expect something than expected. And now
So
it
here's
looks
what
like
happened.
Samsung is finally
Cinetti,
thinking
a
about
retailer
doing something
based in
different.
Italy,
Published a
published a
page
page
showing the
Samsung
Galaxy
might be planning to
S25
remove the
Edge with
S Pen's
2
built-in
storage
storage
slot. The 256 gigabytes version was listed at €1,362, and the 512 gigabytes version came in at €1,488. That's roughly €100 more than earlier reports had suggested. People were originally guessing prices closer to €1,249 or €1,259 for the base version. So this new leak definitely raised eyebrows. The prices listed also.
What
put
if
the Galaxy
Samsung brings back
S25
something
Edge
that
above
the
Galaxy
Galaxy
S25
S25
series
Plus in the lineup?
Yep, after
That's
skipping
surprising
Exynos
because
for
the
the
Edge
Galaxy
isn't supposed to be a
S25
flagship
lineup,
killer.
the company might
It's
go
more
back
about
to
offering a
splitting
sleek,
chips based
slim
on
design
regions.
for people
So
who
what
care
the
about
Galaxy
style and
S25
portability.
series,
Of course, the Galaxy
S25
S25
Ultra
Ultra
leaks suggest
will still be the
Samsung
most
is working hard to
expensive
bring
model in
the
the family,
Exynos back,
but
with
the Edge is
the
clearly
Galaxy
targeting a
S25
different kind of
Edge was
user.
supposed to launch in
Interestingly,
April.
another
but out of
Italian
nowhere,
store
that
called
plan
Epto
changed.
also
Now,
showed
we've
the
got a
same
new
price
release
date
before taking
and
the listing
some
down.
interesting details.
So this
to go
wasn't
with
just
it.
a one-off
So
mistake.
what's behind the
Both
delay?
sites
And is
also
this
showed
phone
3
still something
expected
worth
color
getting
options:
excited about?
titanium
Let's talk
silver,
about
titanium
everything we know
jet
so
black,
far. At that
and
point,
titanium
no one really knew
ice-blue.
why.
Those
But
Zanetti
now
called
a
them
new
Titans
leak says
instead of
Samsung is
titanium.
setting a new
We're
date.
pretty sure
Not
it's
a
the
huge
same
weight,
thing.
but the reason
There's
behind
no
the
mention of
change
a
is
1
still a bit of a
terabyte model.
mystery.
So those
From
needing
other
more
reports
storage
says
may
the
have to
delay
look at the
doesn't
Ultra.
seem to be caused
Now,
by any
let's
hardware
talk
problems
specs.
or
The
production
Galaxy
issues.
S25
Instead,
Edge
it
is
may be
rumored to have
related
a
to
super
changes
slim
within
profile.
Samsung's top
Just
management.
5.8
Samsung has reportedly delayed the
thick.
launch of the
That's one
Galaxy
of the thinnest
S25
designs
Edge,
we've seen
pushing
in
it from
years,
April to
and
May
it's
or
clearly the
possibly
phone's
even
main
June
selling point.
2025.
But to get that
this
thin,
device
expected
expected
to
reports
reportedly had to
indicate
shrink
that
Samsung has decided to come with a 3,900 mAh battery, which is smaller than most
Unlike its
flagships
major
today.
scale
That
launch
might be a
event
deal
for the
breaker
Galaxy
for heavy users.
S25 Edge.
The display will
Instead,
reportedly be
the company is
6.6
expected to introduce the
which is
device
a good
through an
size
online
for a phone
event
this slim.
where it will announce
It'll
the
also
official
pack the
price and
Snapdragon
availability.
8 Elite processor,
As for the pricing,
which means
reports
performance
suggest
won't
that
be
the
an issue.
256
Whether you're gaming,
gigabytes variant
multitasking,
of the
or
Galaxy
just scrolling,
S25
this
Edge
phone should
will
feel
be priced
fast
at
and
approximately
smooth.
1.5
As for the cameras,
million Korean
Samsung
won,
isn't cutting
which
too many
translates
corners.
to around
You'll get a 200
$1,023.
megapixels main camera.
This positions
the
the
same
phone
one
in the
used in the
premium
Galaxy
segment,
S25
aligning
But Samsung isn't stopping at just the phone. Alongside the Galaxy S24 F8, we're likely going to see the launch. That's incredible if you want long-term software support.
Solid for a thin phone.
The Galaxy
S25
Edge would be the
originally
company's
Samsung was
ultra-thin
expected to
flagship
announce the
smartphone.
S25
Lighter,
Edge in
slimmer,
mid-April,
and more compact.
But according to
than
recent
the same
reports,
size
the launch
screen
may
as
now
the
happen
Galaxy
on May 15th.
S25
There's
Plus
also
processor
no word yet
and come
on
equipped
whether
with
this
a
phone will
solid,
be sold
although
in the United
simplified,
States camera
or if
setup.
they'll have a
But
limited
something
release in
unexpected
select markets
happened.
only.
Pricing